Bengals Chiefs.
Rematch of last year. This is a very different feeling going into the game than it was last year. I feel like last year it was just like all like hope and like we can make something happen maybe. And now this year I feel like most Bengals fans feel the same way I do. It's like
supposed to win.
We're gonna win this game. I'm like, I mean, if they lose, they lose. But I feel like most Bengals fans are pretty confident going into the game, especially with how the last 3 games have gone, and Patrick Mahomes like getting a little injured, and the way that the Bengals played Sunday, I feel like most of them are really confident, and so are Chiefs fans, of course, rightfully so. But I mean,
does it feel like as a Bengals fan, out of the 3 plus this one, so out of the 4 total, this is the most unlikely one that the Chiefs would beat the Bengals? Like there's the 2 regular season ones. I mean, last year obviously Arrowhead was very unlikely. I don't remember like what Bengals fans thought before that game, but like, was that like a half surprise beating?
No, that was a full surprise. I took a 30-minute nap when I went down 21-3 because I was just so like sad because I thought we were gonna play close, and then of course what happened.
Yeah, so out of the
I feel
4
like
games,
I feel like this game is the most confident I've been playing the Chiefs than the other 3 games totally. Because I remember going into the first game, we played them last year, the second to last game of the season. I mean, we knew that we were playoff good, but I didn't think we were that good.
Right.
The thing I do think about the Chiefs, I don't know if they deserve to win this game, especially like how their defense has played. Like their defense, like you said, even before the playoffs, they're only good enough to get by, stuff like that. I mean, the Bengals, I mean, they're hopefully Eli Apple and all the stuff he's been doing. It's not bad karma or whatever, like bad, just vibes. But
He's just an idiot.
I mean, he can talk his crap, but
I don't know. No, he's insane. Like I don't understand.
I get there's a point of view where he's
like
gotten cut like 3 times. He's like, yeah, if he's in the playoffs at this level, of course he's gonna talk his crap, like kind of like Pat Bev.
Yeah, talk crap after
Where
the season's over. Why do you talk? There's 2 more games to win.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not like he's talking crap against the team that he's about to play, which is like
that would be better.
You think so?
I don't know.
Yeah, now you're just.
I mean, the only kind of dumb thing, the season's not
he...
over, and they haven't won a Super Bowl yet.
Yeah.
Like they don't. I wouldn't really celebrate like a 3-0 against the Chiefs, or I wouldn't really celebrate. No one really celebrates an AFC Championship anymore, which the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Don't. The Chiefs don't care about any of these AFC Championships, especially.
Wait, I'll ask you.
Mm-hmm.
If the Chiefs lose this game, does the Patrick Mahomes legacy kind of take a hit if they lose again at home?
I think people are underplaying the ankle thing. Like everybody keeps talking about how.
What percent do you think he's at? Like if he's walking fine and practicing fine.
Is he practicing fine?
He was on the field. I saw he was.
Yeah, he's gonna practice regardless, but like it doesn't mean he's gonna be.
I don't know if he's running.
I think that legs were gone. I don't think he's gonna be good at all.
I was gonna say like 55-60%.
Yeah, like I don't think like he's not even gonna be able to feel it. Like I was talking to him earlier, I just don't. I don't think it'll hurt him per se, because like people look back at that Super Bowl where they got blown out, and everybody was like, "Oh, Mahomes tried his fucking best." And then he couldn't. I mean, what was he supposed to do? He was out here throwing it sideways on the ground.
It was like the opposite in the game last year, because it was obvious Mahomes played terrible in that second half in overtime. I mean, he threw 2 picks, basically led them to win the game.
Right.
I mean, I guess it depends on how this game goes, but like his offense around him is gonna play good. They're awesome. Their offensive line is great, and they have the weapons. It's just, I mean, I guess. I think the Bengals are going to score points, so I guess they could say the defense wouldn't help them, but the Chiefs have never had a stellar defense. So.
Yeah, but the Chiefs have one of those defenses where they really make like opportune plays, and like especially in the playoffs, because they have no business being like any good. But throughout this whole playoff run, I haven't looked at the Chiefs defense and thought, wow, they're getting shredded. You know, like Trevor had trouble against them, and like Trevor's like by no means like Superman, but he's pretty damn good. And he wasn't dicing them up like that or anything. Chris Jones was getting after the quarterback. I mean, they have weapons and opportunities to make plays. And I think since the game plan's changing because Mahomes is hurt, they're going to run the ball more. McKinnon looks good. I think they're going to try to keep the ball out of Joe's hands. Which, I mean, Joe's going to get his things regardless. But, like, at the same time with them, I didn't think that their offense looked super, like, spectacular over the playoffs. You know what I mean? So, like, I also have a lot of questions about where the Bengals are or whatever, because and just the physicality of which they play with. I don't know. I'm also getting from sources that people are telling me that the Bengals have the best linebacker core in the league, which is crazy to me. I don't know who's telling me this, but it's just okay,
I don't think that.
I agree, but it's insane to me. They're
Twitter blue.
People are talking about Logan Wilson.
Twitter blue.
it's like Logan Wilson's better, all of a sudden better than Fred Warner.
They're solid.
They're solid,
good linebackers, but they're not all pro linebackers.
It's insane to me. The Bengals' confidence is insane. Top 10, yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's
just that core, the linebacker core is great. Yeah. I think their front seven solid. I think their secondary is cheese.
The most important player on the defense is DJ Reader.
Think so?
Yes, 100%. I mean, the game, you could see the 4 games that he did not play, teams were running all over us. Like the Saints were running all over us.
I think it's Hubbard and what's his name?
Hendrickson.
I think if they don't have those two are monsters down there. But other than that, yeah, they're making the pocket close in 3 seconds, and nobody has enough time. It's just ridiculous. It's weird though because they're interior rushers. It's wild to me because they're just as good as Hargrave and everybody else, but no, they don't get a lot of recognition.
Which is kind of a plus because they don't get, they don't have to get paid as much.
Yeah, which is crazy. Let's see, they came when he came up from the Saints. I was like, oh, that's an amazing pickup. I thought that 1 year. So I don't know. I can't in my right mind pick the Bengals, but no way. I'm going Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs Niners because I'm gonna just stick with the Niners because I've been rocking with the Niners. I'm not gonna switch up.
I'm really interested to see what the game plan on defense is going to be for the Chiefs because I mean, all 3 times that they've played each other in the past 2 years, it's been Joe has just diced them up, and I mean even last game I think they did adapt a little bit, they played some better coverage and stuff, but the Bengals ran the ball for over 100 yards last game, which I think they're going to have to do again. Yeah. They're going to have to run the ball a lot. Mixon's going to have to play good. He's going to have to hit the holes and not miss them sometimes, which he likes to do. And, of course, not fumble and just protect Joe.
I'm just going to pick the Bengals just because I really don't think the Chiefs deserve to be in the Super Bowl again, especially after the year they've kind of had, especially with their defenses. Not as a Raider fan, it's going to upset me just to see the Chiefs there, but it's just going to be upsetting, to see the Chiefs, especially their defense.
Why do you think they don't deserve it?
Their defense is lackluster. Okay.
I mean, the Bengals.
I think about that Jags game.
They didn't deserve it either.
That Jags game.
No, did the Bengals last year deserve to make it?
That's a magical run.
Right.
That's what I've always. That's always what I worded it as. Definitely a big upset in the AFC Championship.
The amount of plays that had to go the Bengals' way.
I do remember the Raiders. Bengals game, that wild card game, whoever played the Titans would easily beat the Titans, just because the Titans defense was pretty good this year with that rookie. I think so. I remember saying that the whole playoffs.
I mean, the Bengals should have. Okay, I'm not being mean. The Bengals should have blown out the Raiders. They literally let them hang around. I was so pissed about that. They just started playing really bad in the second half. But
the Raiders had a pretty good defense that year. We had Casey Hayward and Max Crosby was playing how Max plays, and that was when Nate Hobbs kind of broke through, and they decided to stick with Nate Hobbs and actually pay him.
That Abrams too, didn't you?
And Jonathan Abrams when he wasn't completely crap, he fell off so hard.
Long sleeve Abrams when he was rocking the Peyton Manning sleeves.
Isn't he a Bronco now? Isn't that crazy? Or I think he was a Seahawk.
Either way, I just think I don't know. No way y'all were gonna beat the Raiders. I didn't think y'all were gonna win any game last year.
You didn't think they were gonna beat the Raiders?
No. I wouldn't have gone to that game if I thought the Bengals would be. The Raiders, we were one possession away from.
The only reason that game
one interception in the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I know. They're up by double digits basically the whole game.
It was a 4-5 game. That's what it felt like.
I was just the way I was feeling about that game was I thought that was by far the best chance in the 31 years for the Bengals on the playoff game. But the only thing, of course, that made me nervous.
Plus, at that time, the Bengals hadn't done anything yet. Huh? The Bengals hadn't done anything yet. Before that playoff game,
I was just confident.
No, yeah, that's whatever. I just thought, the Titans game. The Titans game was weird. That whole game, it was Tannehill.
That game, the defense. Tannehill played terrible, and the defense just.
Tannehill seems like
played their best game of the entire season.
Tannehill seems like one of those quarterbacks that's easy to scheme with, easy to watch film and just know how to
Yeah, jumps up.
Yeah.
I mean, the Titans had 6 points until the fourth quarter. Like, I mean, the Titans had the ball with 30 seconds left, and they were trying to drive down to get the field goal. And then Tannehill made one of the worst plays I've ever seen and throws the pick to Logan Wilson.
Yeah, he like single-handedly lost that game.
Yeah, and then Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times. You cannot lose a playoff game where the other guy gets sacked 9 times.
It was ridiculous.
I don't think if the Chiefs lose, this messes with Patrick Mahomes' legacy.
No, I don't think
Not
so.
one bit. Just because, I mean, that says year 6. I mean, he's got so many many years left. If they've been in the AFC Championship the last 5 years, right? You didn't.
Yeah.
Is it 4 or 5 in a row?
They hosted it 5 times in a row now.
This is his 5th time this year.
Yeah.
He's not stopping. I mean,
I don't know.
I hope he does.
The legacy thing is like I don't think it would affect him because he's hurt. Yeah, and he's hurt. Like I mean, this game
he's not favored. He's not
like,
favored.
This is always gonna be
They're favored now again.
Are they?
They shouldn't be whatsoever.
What's the line at?
1. It's a pick 'em basically.
Nah, it should be 3.5. Every game's been decided by 3. I mean, everybody just make it 3.5, and then it should obviously.
That makes me so nervous because like I know it's gonna end up being like that, and there's gonna be so many plays that are just like.
How would you if you had to scheme up against this offense? Would you play zone? Would you match
Mahomes?
up? Yeah, this Chiefs offense with Mahomes being hurt and everything. You playing more zone? You playing more matchup zone?
I feel like, yeah. I feel like what they did last year obviously was he was fully healthy,
right.
But in the second half they just started rushing 3 and dropping 8 back, and it like I don't know if it confused him or because he was always trying to take the touchdown the first play.
Yeah.
But he just like started making mistakes, and then sooner or while Hendrickson would get to him, he would hold the ball and he'd try to get out of the pocket. But obviously now he's not going to be able to just run out of the pocket. So I feel like this should be a very, very good Hendrickson game.
Right.
And Hubbard. I mean, I feel like
you gonna rush 4 the whole game.
I don't know. I mean. Honestly,
mixing blitzes, but I mean, obviously you're gonna miss
the defensive coordinator surprises me every game with the game plan. I mean, I know he's gonna have a great game plan, but I don't know what you do because pocket Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the league.
Right.
So I don't know if you drop 8.
I think the difference. I think people are underselling how they handled the Tyreek thing because they added so many different.
I mean, the front office did that perfectly because they knew Tyreek was gonna ask for way too much money, and they just used it to get a lot of other guys.
You got 4 dudes. You got 3 guys that are all number 2s. They're all like sure-handed in what they're capable of. You know what I mean? So like Kelsey up the seam for some reason is the most unstoppable route in the league, and it's
that's the only thought I have is sticking someone. Like if you're gonna play zone, stick someone, but make sure Kelsey does not get behind you. That's crazy.
But at the same time though, you got Juju underneath. You got Tony underneath. You got MVS running down the sideline. You got
Hardman. Is he healthy?
I don't think he's out. But yeah, I don't think it matters. Because like you got to dump off to McKinnon, but you got to dump off to Pacheco.
Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, Tony underneath.
Tony.
It's ridiculous.
Schuster. I mean, if Valdez-Scantling can catch
they're only going to get better next year. This is crazy.
Yeah, I just don't think
their defense is like at ground zero right now. That's
my
biggest thing about the Chiefs.
Yeah, we said that.
I mean, at one point their defense was pretty good. Like
I don't think they really
Tyrann Mathieu. Like I feel like on their defense, this is like the worst defense Patrick Mahomes probably had.
If they were 5 AFC championships, like they've always been statistically bad until the playoffs.
Swords.
Yeah, 49. Yeah, that was bad too. I don't know. I think he's gonna be. I'm sure he's gonna look fine, especially for like the first half for sure, and then he'll probably just go in the halftime and get another shot, and he'll be fine again. But like, I do think every time the Chiefs play the Bengals, something happens. Like there's a key moment. Like Kelsey, for some reason, always fumbles once against the Bengals. All 3 games.
Yeah, you can think like all 3 games they've messed up in some way. They've lost the game. They've done something wrong. Like I feel like.
No disrespect to the Bengals, obviously. Like
I mean that's just the NFL, but I feel like this is gonna be the first game where I bet this is gonna be the best the Chiefs have played against the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also, I think the Bengals are just. I think they're ready.
Okay.
I think they're ready to take that next step to be able to, maybe make this game.
This definitely needs to be the game that Joe gets his first playoff 4th quarter touchdown. Is that? I'm not saying it in a funny way. But like, if it's a close game in the 4th quarter, he's got to get a 4th quarter touchdown. Like
there has to be some like.
I don't know if it's a fake
stat.
He
must have got one as soon as 3rd quarter ended or something. Because I feel like.
I mean, you can. I mean, some of those games he's probably had a lead or something.
Yeah, the Super Bowl we couldn't put the game away, and that was the most frustrating thing ever. And then the AFC Championship, I mean, I guess they just got a field goal in the fourth quarter.
I mean, last year the playoff run, 2 games came down to the fourth quarter. Titans, Raiders, for sure.
All of them.
Yeah. So like,
I mean,
that's like it's not that important of a stat, but like, it probably will be because this game will go to the fourth quarter, and I mean,
it just seems like
fourth quarter touchdowns. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, if he's, that's the only thing I'm thinking about is he's not that healthy, which they might be like blowing some smoke and saying that injury was more bad than it actually was. We just will have to watch. Like
what if he plays one series and it's like so bad he can't play and Chad Henne comes in? Do you think there's no chance?
No, I don't think there's no chance.
Even with Chad Henne?
Yeah.
I doubt that will happen anyway.
Yeah, I think
no way Mahomes comes out of this game. First of all,
he puts on like
unless
a mechanical
his leg is in half
brace or something.
Yeah.
Something illegal. Something the NFL's gonna get sued after.
But it's the same thing. I mean, Jacksonville's defense is better than I'd say better than the Bengals defense, personally. You know,
I don't know about this playoff run or like the last 8 games.
The Bengals defense is severely underrated. I mean,
I'm not saying it's not underrated, but I'm just saying I think Jacksonville's is better.
There's like not really many, like I guess you could say Jesse Bates or Hendrickson, but there's not like any players that are like stand out as like, you know, the Aaron Donald or Fred Warner of the team, you know.
Right.
But they're just like so good as a group, and I think honestly the best part about the defense is the defensive coordinator. Like he always comes up with the perfect game plan, and the last 2 years in the playoffs, it's just like amazed me how good his game plan has been. I mean, every team that they've played, they basically stopped, especially in the second half. Like last year, the Chiefs scored on their first 3 possessions, all touchdowns, and then didn't get anything in the rest of the game until the field goal.
I'd rather put the Bengals defense.
I mean, I'd say the Bengals defense is definitely the third best of the teams left, but I think they're just like very underrated. But I feel like now people are kind of catching on to.
I do think they're underrated. I'm just saying the best thing I think they do is they don't break. You know what I mean?
They don't give up the big play.
They force a lot of field goals, which is very good for like Mahomes and all them because Burrow's gonna get his points regardless, so it doesn't matter because like at the end of the day, if you score 7 instead of 3, you're gonna win. So like the Bengals are very good at like red zone defense and stuff like that, but like if they do get bombed on, it's not very scary. You know, I think the Bengals are worse unfortunately, I think they're worse when Joe has to throw 50 times. You know what I'm saying?
He shouldn't have to. They should run the ball, which I think they would because that's what worked in the regular season.
I think they want to run the ball. I think they want to have a balanced attack because then you can't do anything. But if Mixon's having a terrible game and Joe has to throw the whole time, then you're just going to drop everybody.
That's how the first 8 games were. They were not running the ball.
Right.
Like Mixon would have like 5 or 6 carries. And you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
You can't just pass the ball, especially against teams with elite pass rushes. You gotta run the ball.
There's some schemes in the league that I just don't understand, like how other teams can't run it, like the run schemes that the Niners run and how they get Kittle on the outside and Trent Williams pulling and a guard pulling. I don't understand how other teams can't do that. And it's the same thing with like when you're guarding the Bengals or like trying to contain like a Lamar Jackson type of player. I don't understand how the Steelers do stuff against like AFC North teams that other teams can't do. And it's not all personnel stuff. I mean, obviously everybody doesn't have TJ, but like our secondary is trash except for Minka. So like why were they able to make Joe so confused and all that kind of stuff when other teams have been playing them just as much as us? And Joe shred them. So it doesn't make any sense.
Is that what else comes out of these coaches?
Yeah.
For sure. The coaches?
Yeah.
I think the first couple weeks of the season, Joe just that wasn't Joe Burrow.
He just looked confused.
He looked scared.
Yeah.
The first game he looked scared. I was so excited to watch that first game, and in the second play, it's a pick 6. I was like, you look at his face, he's like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, but I'm glad he's back.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough.
All right, wait.
Does he get a fourth quarter touchdown?
Probably.
Will he get a fourth quarter touchdown?
Yeah, he will.
I would say.
Bengals take care of business.
I would say yes.
I'm not gonna guess. The score,
I would say if they don't score a fourth quarter touchdown in this game,
Bengals should take care of business, and they probably will.
What was the score of the Bills game?
27-10.
What was it over under like 50 something?
Yeah, it was 48.5.
Yeah.
Of course, I was not aware.
Is this gonna be a high scoring game?
I was not aware that it was going to
score.
I say in the 20s.
Told you.
24-20.
No way it gets to 50.
Yes.
I was like, no way.
Well, I mean, I wasn't aware of the snow.
I didn't either. I turned it on and I was like, no way. I'm like, of course it's snowing.
No, but like, when you first saw the snow, you thought,
I was like,
advantage Buffalo. Advantage Buffalo. That's what I thought, too.
I was like, they're missing 3 linemen. It's in the snow. No way they win this game. And then all of a sudden, they just methodically went down the whole field. And I was like, they're getting their shit kicked in. And I was like, what the fuck? And then Hyde went out. And then I was like, all right, well, it is what it is.
That Bills win. That was a way tougher game than what seems like this game. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like the Chiefs haven't been better than everybody. I mean, it's not like they haven't been.
It's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still Travis Kelce. It's still Andy Reid. You gotta think about
that. They're still the 1 seed. Like, I mean, they're there for a reason.
I mean, they tied for the best record in the NFL. That's like. So, score prediction?
I think
27-20. Bengals by a touchdown. That's all I'll say. I probably could say even worse than that, just because the Bengals should play way better. That Bills game last week was a way tougher game, is what I think. So on paper, if they beat the Bills 27-10, 34-10, 34-17. I'm not gonna say that.
I'm going 30-24. Chiefs.
I'm going 24-21. I feel like it's dumb not to pick it to be a field goal game.
That's fair. Every game has been a field goal game.
I just say Bengals by a touchdown.